Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, let me see who was here first. Helen Marmon, thank you so much for being here first. Thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. We never are we? Um, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. And all the rest of you. Okay. Let's get on with it, shall we? Wow, look at all those pensioners on that thumbnail. Okay. Oh, all right. That works. Andrew, Andrew, and more Andrew. A little Andrew goes a long way, I promise you. Sensation as King strips Andrew of his prince title and forces him out of Royal Lodge as punishment for Epstein's scandal. Mr. Mountbatten-Windsor is sent to live in Norfolk. And final humiliation. What's in Norfolk? Um, Virginia? Oh, that's awkward, isn't it? Norfolk, Virginia. They should rethink that. I think they should rethink that because in the U.S. there is there's Norfolk. I just literally put that together in my head. I think they should rethink that. Any place but there. It's almost as though they're trying to be sarcastic, maybe. Awkward, very awkward. Wow. Okay. So, hey legs. Uh okay. So, this is what really moved the dial. This moment right here where Charles was exiting that church. Now, Fergie was not there, but I just threw her in there just because I don't know, I just felt like it. But as I was saying, this is what really pushed things to the next level. If we are led to believe that we are at the next level, are we at the next level? Well, time will tell. There are some who are of the opinion that we have not reached that yet, that this is more smoke and mirrors. So let me grab Charles coming out of the church here. I'm a bit skeptical of it. I must admit, I am rather skeptical. But like I said, time will tell. Okay. Here we go.
How long have you known about Andrew and Epstein? Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew? Have you asked the police to cover up for Andrew's Charles? What do you think? Should the MPs be allowed to debate the royals in the House of Commons?
What a pitiful moment. Now, this is actually the longer one. I had one that was shorter the other day. This is the longer one. This is that moment where there's no turning back. There really is no turning back. So, Andrew out again. We'll see about that. Before we get any deeper into that, you guys, please do make sure that you go to the community post there is a tab there where you can actually make donations to World Central Kitchen. And I do have some updated information for you as far as World Central Kitchen is concerned. Um, Let me grab that if you don't mind. Oh, no. Okay. World Central Kitchen. Oh my goodness. You know what? I did not. Okay. Let me take care of that. It will only take a shake of a tail feather. Okay. Now, because I love this man so much, I get he makes me very emotional because he is just like the world's grandpa, right? And there's something about his presence that reassures. So, however, oh, there we go. All right, got him. Got him. All right, I need you down here. All right, if that don't work, I'll try to do it like this. Aha, there we go. Got him. Oh no, why didn't that work? Okay, let me do this one more time.
So I'm here at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston. It's actually a beautiful airport. Almost you land in the middle of the water. I see here a lot of staff, this humanitarian aid. I mean, this airport is in perfect condition. You will not even think like they had a Hurricane 5 far away. The capital was kind of safe from the destruction that we saw in the west. But here I am, I will be reporting, joining the teams. We are already doing meals. We have helicopters, we have food. More important, we have Jamaicans, helping Jamaicans. We're gonna make sure that we take care of everybody, that we feed everybody. Jamaica is strong, and that's what we do. So I cannot wait to start going out and make sure that everybody's going to be with food, that we support the government. More important, we support the people.
Okay, like I said, that guy makes me quite emotional because of everything that he stands for. Um, of course, Chef Jose Andreas uh, at the airport in Jamaica. He says the airport. It was the audio was a bit weird there, but he said that you wouldn't know that there had been a hurricane because of how great the airport looks. But I believe he said everything that was causing problems was in the West. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thumbnail. He said everything that was causing problems were in the West. So, um, again, Jose Andreas, quite fearless. He will go wherever there are people to feed. He was just in Gaza. He was just in Gaza. This is why I say I get very emotional when I think about what this guy does, because what could be more necessary, um, no matter what the conflict, no matter what the natural emergency, what is more important than feeding people? And if I'm correct, the way they work is that they partner with local restaurants to get them into the chain of creating meals for not only the victims, but also the first responders, the search and rescue, first responders, all of those people. So, what a vital thing to do. And look at these meals, how nutritious. It looks like there's what some kind of Thai chicken and rice and salad. Just basic food, and it came from some local restaurant. And this was done before Jose
I'll keep
Andreas
reporting.
showed up. So, yeah, very, very important work. Gotta love this guy. Gotta love this guy. Connie Bomber says, my heart goes out to the people in the Caribbean. Oh, me too. Absolutely, me too. Okay. Also, I missed it myself. I only was able to see a small portion of it, but as I have mentioned on several occasions, the worldwide Sussex movement people, they had a big fundraiser today on X. Okay, they had a big fundraiser on X. So I will mention the World Central Kitchen again later, and just to remind you guys. And you know, you don't have to do it right away. I know it's the first of the month coming up. Trust me, I know. And you got a lot of stuff to do, but a week from now, they will still need, but the sooner the better. The sooner the better. Okay? All right. Thank you for that. Also, it is still Black History Month in the UK. I believe this is the last day. Halloween is the last day. So don't forget, it is Black History Month in the UK. Now, wait. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That was Gaza. That's Gaza right there. So he was there, and now he's in Jamaica. Now, our Duchess posted this today. This is, oh, you know what? Let me see. Oh, man. I think I'm missing something. Well, you know what? I can just go to what we had yesterday, and that should work. I'll show you what we shared yesterday. Oh, you know what? Um, it was the 28th, the morning of the 28th. Okay, that's where I need to go. Ha, there we go. Those are the products for this holiday season. You can see those. Oh. Let me go back here. Sorry, let me go back here. Where is it? Right here. Notice right there it says, will there be refills? I'll take, what is that? Oh, I cannot make that out. But it says, will there be refills? So people want to know if there are going to be refills for the candles. There just really has to be. I hope so. Let me see if I can make that out. Will there be refills? I'll take 14 of them. Yeah, so people are hoping that there are going to be refills for the candles. We will see. I'm just impressed that some people got their candles already. That is impressive. If you have received your candles already, I am impressed. I know the stuff is out and on the move, but yeah. Anyway, I cannot wait to smell it. Also, there's sparkling wine that is about $100 for a bottle. I'll tell you that. And it looks like our Duchess made marshmallows. I have never known anyone who made marshmallows from scratch. Now, I want to share that video with you. However, the music is copyright. So let me substitute that music. I can do that. Oh, no, that's not good. That's too progressive, I think. No. Um, okay, that works. That works. I am going to share it with you. I was actually in the process of yeah, I'll do that one. Okay. Yes. I'll make that work. How about that? Okay, it's coming up, you guys. Marshmallows. Megan, how you spell marshmallows? Marshmallows? Oh, okay, got it. I spelled it phonetically, or as I like to say, I spelled it pathetically. I am horrible with spelling. Horrible. I'm always so surprised when I get it right. All right, it is coming up. I can't get off my high horse, and I can't let you go. You are the one that makes me feel so real. Let me see here. Where the hell did that go? Okay. Okay, there we go. This is bad. You know, I am no better at these files today than I was. Can you believe that? Who makes their own marshmallows? I see confectionate sugar, and what else? Well, that is impressive. I have never seen anyone make their own marshmallows. Oh, those look delicious. I have not had a roasted marshmallow since I was knee high to a cricket. That's how long it's been. All right, so that's it for the As Ever report. Moving on. Take a look at this if you don't mind. Take a look at that. Oh, that's too far over, but that's okay. It says Prince Harry and Meghan got the record for most Googles in a single month. Monthly peak in Google searches between September 2024 and August 2025. They had the most and look at there, that article was in the Daily Mail. And then, of course, followed by Charles. And not surprisingly, Kate and William, they are as dull as dishwater. Look at how far behind they are. Camilla Godzilla, Princess Anne, Eugenie, Beatrice, then Charlotte George, Edward, Louis, and last, Sophie Wessex. Sophie Wessex. That amoeba is all the way at the bottom. Yeah, Sophie Wessex. She's at the bottom. There's practically nobody interested in her. And somehow I'm not surprised by that. Jessica Foreman says the apricot spread is delicious, Baron. Today is my birthday, Halloween. What? What? It's your birthday? Well, let's tell you what. It is still, well, it is after midnight my time. Let's go ahead and do a salsa for you then. Let's get that going. Let's have a birthday salsa. Okay. So today is Jessica Foreman's birthday. I wish I would have had time to make a card. All right. All right. Happy birthday and many happy returns of the day. Yes, happy birthday, Jessica Foreman. Ah, I tell you, my birthday is what is it, Monday the 3rd? Monday the 3rd. Now, this is bittersweet because, yes, I am glad to live another year, but this is my first birthday without my sister. My sister, who used to work part time, she already had a full time job. She used to go and work part time at the Toys R Us. And of course, nobody benefited from that more than I did. So, yeah, this is going to be my first birthday without my sister. So, I don't know. And then, of course, my aunt. This is my first birthday without my aunt. And my aunt always called me to sing happy birthday. That was the tradition. She called everybody in the family since eventually she was the oldest one. So yeah, that is going to make it weird. But I am going to, I do have some things planned, and it involves um, someone I'm super close to. So yeah, and then I'm going to see some family Saturday. So that should take the sting off of it. But yeah, that is going to be weird. All right. So you can see there popularity, state or condition of being liked, admired, or supported by many people. He was forced to step down as mayor despite his popularity with the voters. So, that definition of popularity, I get it. That means that I think it should really depend on knowing, I mean, a lot of people aware of you, right? Popular. Because look at how many times people speak Meghan's name every day. Look at how many times they speak Prince Harry's name every day. Now, if that's not the definition of popularity, I don't know what is. So maybe the definition kind of shifted over time. Maybe I don't know, but popularity based on because people like you, that does not seem like a complete definition, in my opinion. But it is what it is. I think popular should be based on how much people acknowledge you, how many times you are acknowledged, good or bad, at any given time. So he's banished. He is banished back to the Andrew saga. Now, that is the Royal Lodge in the background there. Now, I keep hearing different numbers. They say that there's some 90 acres of land. Well, they have this huge park that surrounds the house. Um, I'm supposing it's a great location if you desire privacy. Um, It's a 30-bedroom mansion. And if you take a look, where is it? Right here. Now, this is the guy during the Queen's funeral in Scotland. Remember, the Queen had two, well, she had the funeral in London, but she had some kind of service in Scotland. I don't know what they called it, but there's Edward in the red circle, and there is the bravest young man who ever lived in all of Scotland. That is the one who yelled at Andrew during the Queen's procession down the, what do they call it, the Royal Mile. Um, and the Royal Mile, that goes from Holyrood, and it goes right past the St. Giles Cathedral, which I do believe is like the main cathedral for the Protestant Church, the Church of England, Protestant Church in all of Scotland. Do they call it the Church of England up there? Oh, anyway, um, you know what? I'm not sure. That's weird. I never known one or the other. Let me see. But yeah, so that was the kid that called him a sick old man. And his voice echoed out in that crowd what was supposed to be a very stoic occasion. Um, let's see here. Well, I want to make sure that's the right one before I share it with you. Let me make sure. Andrew the sick old man. If you've never seen this before, you don't know what you're missing. Ah, oh, that's weird. I have to download it from the cloud. Very weird. Yeah, I am downloading my video from the cloud. I don't know how I got back up there. Seemed like it's always been at the ready, but not this time. So yeah, let me set it up for you. So they walked that procession from Holyrood to St. Giles, and Andrew walked with his siblings. Of course he would. I mean, that's his mother. Um, but that was embarrassing. It was different though, because that was directed toward Andrew and not Charles. But what happened over at the well, was that yesterday? God, it seemed like so much longer ago. But what happened on that occasion was it was directed toward the king, and Charles is not having it. He's not having it. I'm so sorry. I want to get to your comments as soon as possible, but unfortunately, I have to wait for this darn thing to download. In the meantime, let's go here. If you take a look there, you could see Andrew at Epstein's mansion in New York. You see that little fat hand waving out the door there? He thought he was so clever. Somebody set him up. That was a setup. Not that he didn't have it coming, but that is totally a setup. He goes to visit Epstein. They even went for that famous walk in the park. You see a young lady coming and going from the house. What in on God's green earth were you thinking? Or were you thinking at all? That was so stupid. That was so stupid. Um, but again, I'm glad you did it. I am sorry for the victims, of course. I don't know if they ever identified the young lady who walked out with Epstein, but I just don't understand why one of the most famous people in the world, Andrew has had his popularity, why you would think that this was okay. why you would think that this party would never end. Someone was asking me earlier, what was he thinking? I don't have an answer. I honestly don't have an answer. It seems, oh, okay. Let me get this going. I finally downloaded it. Okay, that's weird. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Ah, that's not it. That is not it. Okay, let me try this again. And so let the revolution begin. So the Welsh and Scots are coming out to march for their independence. I can skip that. I can skip that. I think right here in the very quiet, muffled streets of Edinburgh, yelled out as loud as he could. That is the very famous location where we heard, Andrew, you're a sick old man. So just to give you a little reference to the geography, the Queen was rolling down the street in her royal state hearse, and the kid on the side saw a group of siblings, an aging group of baby boomers, actually a couple of them pensioners at this point, walking toward him, and he was so overwhelmed with emotion that something welled up inside of him and said, Andrew, you're a sick old man. And then he was plucked from the crowd, thrown to the ground, handcuffed, and as he was carted away, he yelled, disgusting! Woo! Disgusting! I love that. That was like my best day since Christmas. When he yelled disgusting, I promise you, you could hear it as far away as Glasgow. Disgusting! And poor Andrew, the sick old man, was just trying to reform his image. After all, his mother had just died. Didn't matter. You're a sick old man, and that's all to it. I don't care who mama just died. You're a sick old man. And everybody from here to Glasgow is going to know about it because that kid told people in a very loud and clear, distinct voice, Andrew, you're a sick old man. And now, the last time he tried to reform his image was in this photo right here. Notice the church behind him. This photo was taken for a prayer service, well, at a prayer service, outside of a prayer service for Prince Philip, when Prince Philip died. So this was prior to the funeral. He stood outside and he saw those cameras And baby, when he saw those cameras, he almost knocked over a nun, a fifth grader, a pram with a baby in it. He leaped over a hedge and did a cartwheel into a split so that he can get in front of that camera and thank people for all the support for the family at this time. Now, okay, so you get it. This was a moment when they really should have dealt with this. Do y'all remember this? Andrew stood outside the church at the prayer service for his father. He should not have been the member of the family to go and stand in front of the cameras, but he decided to take it upon himself to speak to the press on behalf of his family. He's not the Prince of Wales. And at the time, um, William was the Duke of Cambridge. He was second in line, third in line for the throne, second in line. He shouldn't have done this. And people criticized it then. You cannot feel sorry for this guy. He had multiple occasions where people raised a fuss about Andrew taking lead in any family situation. As a matter of fact, they felt as though he should have never shown up for any family situation. But he seriously assumed that he could reform his image. He really believed that. I don't know why he believed that, but he really believed that there was going to be a day when the public would accept him again. And I also believe that it was Queen Elizabeth's fault and Charles' fault for leading him on and allowing him to believe that there was some way that he would be accepted by the public again. I'm looking for that one photo. I could see it in my mind's eye. I have to show you this. It's a photo of Andrew doing the most. And it's so, oh God, where is that photo? Where is that photo? When you see it, you're going to wonder, why did you even bother? There it is. That's it right there. There was some kind of food drive or something like that. And he's carrying this box that you see what he's trying to do, right? He's pretending to be just another person interested in helping people. Something he's never been famous for, something he's never been known for. But this is some kind of crap that he put together with his daughters, again, to try and reform his image. I hope, I don't even care if they take his titles or not. I do hope that this is the end of it. Stop. Just stop. It's like some kind of horror movie where you keep pushing yourself on people like some villain that cannot be destroyed. Nobody wants you. Nobody. But you keep coming back. Oh, that's gross. But anyway, yes, that's the heckler right there. And that is what was going to happen not only to Charles, but I'm pretty sure William would also be subject to this same type of heckling. And probably Kate as well. I think the entire family would have been subject to this. So there it is right there. His Majesty has today initiated a formal process. His Majesty has initiated a formal process, a formal process to remove the style, title, and honors of Prince Andrew. Still calling him Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew will now be known as, shouldn't that say in the future, but they use now. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge has to date provided him with legal protection to continue in residence. Formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease. I believe this means that they are in intense negotiation, and he will move to alternative private accommodations. These censures are deemed necessary. Notwithstanding that is the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Now, they put that in there. Watch this space, I tell you. He continues to deny the allegations against him. That is puzzling that that's there, but let me continue. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. They didn't say what kind of abuse, just any and all forms of abuse. That should be something that, well, has always been policy, right? That we would stand against abuse. Of course, you're a public servant. You're supposed to be against abuse, unless it's your daughter-in-law. And then, of course, good luck to you. There are so many things wrong with this. I'm going to go right back to initiate it. Doesn't sound like it's very permanent to me. Huh? And there's Charles looking like hell, covered in makeup. If I didn't know him, I wouldn't look at him and say, he's not a very well man. I really don't know. He looks like Charles. He looks like Charles with a lot of makeup on. Lots of makeup. Let's see. Black Lily says they wouldn't do all of this unless they were very sure that he is guilty. Yes, I agree with that. But I don't think that they will ever acknowledge that he is guilty, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Why is that even in there? Why is that even in there? Is that something that has to be there? You know what I mean? I mean, everybody believes, I don't know, maybe that's just a formality that they have to do that. But I think everybody is somewhat certain that he's guilty. However, he says that he's innocent. So maybe that's some kind of legal thing. I don't know. I'm trying to pick this thing apart. I am seriously trying to pick this thing apart. Hey, Hazel Jones. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. I want to go back to that again, though. His Majesty today initiated a formal process. So that means it hasn't happened yet. There's a hole in this somewhere. Do you guys get that feeling? Oh, there we go. Andrew can no longer hide under his mummy's skirt anymore. Yeah, that's over with. Hey, Ella Parker. Okay. I don't know. I just don't trust this. I seriously don't trust this. This seems like another attempt to get him off the front pages. This is another attempt to bury him under intention. Right? It's an intention. Instead of saying initiated, His Majesty today intends, has the intention. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little skeptical. You cannot trust the royal family. You cannot trust those people. As a very wise woman once said,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. A very wise woman once said,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Black Lily says, let me see here. Oh, I want to go back to that. Okay. Just like the whole, we stripped him of his titles when technically he just said he won't use them. Not the same. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. In this document, it is very clear that he's still Prince Andrew. His Majesty today initiated a formal process to remove the styles, titles, and honors of Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew, they say, Prince Andrew will now be known. That should be in the future. It is not now, it's in the future. That right there is a lie. You're calling him Prince Andrew because he is still technically Prince Andrew, will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Prince Andrew in the future will be known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. I'm surprised that the Royal Rota is not making anything out of this. I'm really surprised the Royal Rota has nothing to say about that. It's a word salad, nothing official, but an agreement. Thank you, Legs. Thank you. I did not feel qualified with my level of education to make that statement, but now that you said it, it's more official. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. Word salad. Do you want ranch, Thousand Island, or balsamic vinaigrette? I'll take Russian dressing if you don't mind. Yeah, that sounds more logical to me. It's a word salad. It's all intention. Legally, it is not binding. Oh, Lizzie wants war. Down with the crown. They do nothing for the British. This institution is outdated. Time for change. Baron Mountbatten-Windsor is their legal surname for all of them. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you. Absolutely. And thank you for pointing that out. That is a legal surname for all of them. So, as Lizzie has just pointed out, he will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Well, he was Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor yesterday. He was Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor 50 years ago. That is, as Leg said, word salad. These are a bunch of words that really have no binding legal anything. That's why I put on the thumbnail, Andrew stripped of his titles again. Well, in the title, I did that. Prince Andrew stripped of his titles again. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find that. Give me a sec. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Well, first of all, I need to spell genie right. Let me see. There we go. Oh, that's 13 days ago, so that's not it. That's 9 years ago. That's certainly not it. Yeah. They never put these things in chronological order, do they? That's a way to keep you engaged and looking for stuff. Let me try one more thing. Prince Andrew. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot find it. But they say that it would be very easy for them to establish Andrew's whereabouts if they would allow um, the logs from the Buckingham Palace. But in all likelihood, those logs have been destroyed. Okay, I see her on GB News. I see her on Breakfast, but I do not see her on Sky News. Okay. Let me try that. Sky News. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. I'm going to look for that later and hopefully I can share it tomorrow. Okay. On with it then. uh, you know what? I haven't called Jeannie Bond Piranha Face in a while. I don't know why I look at her and I think piranha. Well, I think I found it. This is from 9 hours ago. I think I found it. Let me do this. and then we'll see if it works. Okay? We will see if that works. This will be fun if it does. Okay, this better be good. This had better be good. No pressure, but this better be good. This had better be good. Even though I forgot who suggested this just that fast, but this better be good. Okay, let me get it all queued up here. Jeannie Bond, she's on Sky News. Y'all remember who suggested this in case it ain't accurate. All right. All right, Jeannie, you're on.
Announced in the last half an hour or so.
Well, I have just walked into the house and heard this news, and I am pretty astonished, I have to say. This is the strongest action against a member of the royal family that I know of. And I think that the king is acting very much here in harmony with public opinion, media opinion, and parliamentary opinion. I think when we have those three forces lined up together, and I've never seen as much criticism of a member of the royal family as we've had of Andrew, even to the point that, you know, over last weekend, I was feeling a touch uneasy about being part of that pylon on Andrew, wondering just how far it could go. So I am very glad, actually, that the king has taken this action now, has put a most decisive line under it and between him and his brother. It must have been an extraordinarily difficult decision, but it is the correct decision. And I think it is significant that in the statement, the king and the queen point to the victims of the abuse, and that's what they want this to be about, more than the reputation of the royal family. But by doing this, they have alleviated some of the damage that's been done.
And placing the victims centre is something that Prince Andrew seemed unable to do himself. There was very little contrition of his friendship with Epstein in all of those interviews that he gave and the comments that he made on the subject.
Time and again, yes, he's had the opportunity to express sympathy, had the opportunity to do something, as he did say in the Newsnight interview he would. I know that as part of the settlement, there was a donation, a hefty donation, I think, to Virginia Giuffre's charity, her foundation. But nevertheless, he should have done more, and he certainly has paid the price. It's extraordinary to think that he's no longer going to be a prince, and that's going to hurt him. He's a man who believes very highly in the trappings of royalty, has enjoyed the trappings of royalty, and is very hot on status. And I'm afraid his arrogance has just brought him down. And he is utterly disgraced now. And I can't see, can you see how the family will ever welcome him back to any events? I really don't know. It will be a long time, I think, before we see him with other members of the family. And I imagine he is very bitter.
Well, that wasn't exactly what I thought it would be, but that's okay. That's okay. It was good to hear a reaction from earlier today. All right. Moving on. Thank you very much for that recommendation. So, Zandy Sussex says, understanding what you read is very important. King Charles took the initiative to remove Prince Andrew's royal titles, honors, and styles. He can only remove the honors and styles, but he can't remove Prince Andrew and York titles. Only the Parliament can do that. He cannot remove Prince Andrew's Prince and York titles. Only the Parliament can do that. Let that sink in. He cannot remove the Prince or York titles. Only the Parliament can do that. Now, and she was quoting this article, Andrew has Prince title revoked and leaves Royal Lodge home in bombshell move. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Zandy's. I'm sorry. That's Sussex Soldier. I'm sorry. That's Sussex Soldier. Anyway, that's the article. I'm not going to bother with it. Um, Earlier this week, it was claimed that William threatened to take away the titles of Andrew's daughters, Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie, if they didn't help persuade their father, Prince, uh, okay, whatever, to leave Royal Lodge. Should be Prince Andrew, right? Now, Emily, what is it, Mateless said that. God, that, I cannot believe that they leaked that into the media. That is something that should have remained behind closed doors. However, William is trying to play tough. He wants to be the tough guy. And so he's leaking all of these things that he supposedly said and done. And I suppose that was a thing. But if this is any indication of how William plans to operate as sovereign, this is why people in the institution, people close to the institution, are afraid of King William V. This is why people are afraid of them. William threatened to take away the titles of Andrew's daughters. That had better not be real. That had better not be real. If that is a real thing, that is just a that is a warning shot that William is coming and he is going to be horrible as king. That should not have been leaked. And I do believe they leaked that from Kensington Palace. That should not have happened. He's threatening. He's using leverage like some mafia don or something like that. Like he's Scarface. That should not have happened. And it's not that I'm trying to defend the girls. It's just that type of threat, if that is real, that is way out of line. That is way out of line. Even given the emotions of the moment, you're threatening your cousins like you're some type of mafia don. Seriously? Not very regal. I have a problem with that. But you know what? I hope he will ruin himself like that, and he will. He will. He's going to sit at his desk covered in confectionate sugar. He's going to sit at his desk all covered with confectionate sugar, probably eating some of those donuts from Dunkin' Donuts or whatever. And he's going to bark orders at people. Good luck with that, Willie. Let's see how far you get. Yeah. Also, that confectionate sugar is habit forming. Confectionate sugar could cause cavities. Yeah, it could cause cavities, among other things. All right. Good luck to you, sir. You're going to need it. Let's see. Until he is removed from the line of succession, Andrew is still connected to the unholy way of the British royal family. This is smoke with gold plated mirrors. Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for your comment. William made them an offer they can't refuse. No doubt. Okay. Oh, well, good luck, Willie. You're going to need it. So, Sussex soldiers go on to say, but he is still Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. King Charles has initiated the removal of Prince Andrew's royal titles, honors, and styles to reduce him to Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor. Only the Parliament can remove Prince Andrew's prince title, etc. So this has been something that Sussex Soldier not only said once today, but twice. Huh, really? Oh, coconut. Yes. Marshmallows with coconut is good. Hi, Bunny Rose. Oh, well. I think that if this doesn't yield the results that they want, no doubt William and Kate are going to dig in the back of that closet of theirs and find their Not My King t-shirts and stand outside of Clarence's house. If this doesn't work, this will be their final chance to try to make Charles look ridiculous or to seem as though they are as what is it word I'm looking for? The traitors that they are, plotting against the king. And if you ask me, this is where they all should be. All of them should be right there. The only one missing is Fergie. But if they do have a conversation, a debate in Parliament, this could be the royal family next year. Britain's benefit scandal dispatches. There you go. This could be them next year. Kate will finally go and get that BBL that she's been wanting. William will have a chance to spend as much time with the homeless as possible. And of course, I could see I think this was Cold War Steve that put this together. Anyway, I love it. Yeah, Kate could finally go and get that BBL. She can go ahead and dye her hair platinum blonde and get that BBL she's been wanting. Why not? Oh man. Just your typical East End family, right? All of them hoping to get a bottle of water. They all want a bottle of water. What's that? A bottle of water. A bottle of water? Yes, I said a bottle of water. A governor want to deflect the British royal family expenses and multiple homes. Yeah, you know what, Legs? This is great cover for William and Kate. Do you think they're trying to throw Kate under the bus in some kind of way by saying that she's the one who's trying to force Andrew out of Royal Lodge? I am curious about that. Now, I have nicknamed her the albino assassin Maureen Callahan says, watch out, Harry and Meghan. Royal insiders tell of big unraveling coming next. Harry and his tiresome wife, Meghan, better watch out. Royal insiders tell me Andrew is just the start and reveal the bigger unraveling still to come. The bombshell announcement out of Buckingham Palace that Andrew has been stripped of his status. Notice she said status, how careful she's being. As a prince immediately leaves no doubt in my mind. That's wishful thinking. That is wishful thinking. That's all that is. You guys, no matter what happens as a result of Andrew's titles, initiation of stripping, no matter what happens, the Sussexes are going to keep on keeping on. Do you understand? The only ones I feel a certain sensitivity for about all of this is Archie and Lily. I do not ever want to see that institution come after those kids in any way whatsoever. I think that the whole concept of the stripped down monarchy is admirable, right? I think that is an admirable thing to do, to create this stripped down thing. But you have 1, 2, 3, you got 4 people ahead of Archie and Lily. I'm sorry, ahead of Harry, Archie, and Lily. And then there's Andrew. Andrew will continue to be number 8 in line for the throne until he is number 7 in line for the throne. You can take all those things away, and he is still the brother of a king, still the son of a queen. That doesn't change any of that. I don't know how it's going to play in the Commonwealth or even in the US, especially long term. I suspect that if they do anything to try and go after the Sussexes, that is going to be a major, major issue. And that's not to say that they will hesitate to do it, because William, obviously, according to the reports, according to insiders, according to someone close to the royal family and to Kensington Palace, has threatened his cousins with their titles. And so I guess I'm trying to say very carefully that this is likely to get very, very ugly. Very ugly. And maybe not even immediately. Maybe not even immediately. But maybe somewhere in the future, there's some new episodes of The Crown. You know, they said they were going to just leave it where it was. But could you imagine the ratings if some angry former prince, an angry former duke on either side of the Atlantic was to take pen to paper? In spite of all of the influence that that institution has, I do believe that the amount of money there is to be made would be so huge. I mean, huge. We just had to take our chances, wouldn't we? That's what I think. Lex says, nothing will happen to Harry and Meghan title. This is about control. They want the perception. We call them Harry and Meghan, not by titles. They wouldn't want the optics. Thank you, Legs. And I hope it stays that way. I really do hope it stay that way. It will be it will be a lot of derangers making threats from here on out. I mean, they're already doing it. There's going to be a lot of threats, a lot of insinuation, a lot of put downs and innuendos and such. Nothing new, but this one is the big one. This one would be the big one. But yeah, the optics of that, I just think it would get very, very ugly, extremely ugly. So, but William is a loose cannon. A loose cannon. Now, if I'm correct, the definition of a loose cannon, I've always understood it to mean you have a ship at sea rolling and pitching and rocking and waving about, and a cannon, which could weigh, what, 400 pounds or something like that, all of a sudden breaks loose and is rolling from one side of the ship to the other. And as it does that, it is causing a lot of damage, probably breaking a lot of limbs and all that kind of stuff. Hence the term loose cannon. It's something that nobody wants to have to deal with. But it only breaks loose if the boat is in rough seas. So it's such a great metaphor. But in calm seas, it wouldn't even matter. But in rough seas, someone could be killed, the boat could be damaged. A lot of things can happen. So is William in a calm sea? Or is he in a storm? Because if he's in a storm, guess what's going to happen? Cannon's going to break loose. Lex says Harry and Meghan don't care about titles. Spence says spare two. I like that. I like that. That's so messy. I love it. I love it. Oh, if they, you know what? You know what? That would be so cool if they went to the Spencer name. That would be so cool. Yeah, that would be so cool. I don't want anybody messing with Archie and Lily's birthright. I don't want anybody messing with Harry's birthright, because that is a system that he was born into. And I still believe the optics would be horrible. The optics would be horrible. And I tell you, I don't have much of a platform, but whatever I have, I am going to use it. I'm going to use it to set the record straight. I am going to bring receipts. I'm going to use everything I got. And I'm just one person. But remember, they don't know how many people are in the squad. But I'm going to use my platform for truth. That's what I'm going to do. The truth as I know it. Thank you, Lex. Well, Meghan and Harry. What up, fella? And you too, what's his name? Dan Wooten. And you too, Dan. What's up, guys? That freakishly large face is attached to a very small, somewhat petite body belonging to Georgie Zadie, aka Lady C. Lady C. Yes, Lady C. Um, she's in the hospital with a broken pelvis. You know, it makes me believe. It makes me believe in the universe. I really do believe in a greater power. Looking at this, the ancestors have come a calling, and how appropriate that is Black History Month in the UK. Oh yeah. Thank you, Ella Parker. We all have to use our platforms. Uh, why does she remind me of Mother Jefferson? I feel like I'm looking at Mother Jefferson for some reason. George, I changed your diapers when you were a baby. You were a mess then, and you're still a mess. I don't know why I'm expecting her to say, Louise. Yes, she reminds me of Mother Jefferson. Mother Jefferson. Mother Jefferson lives. George. uh yes, that's Mother Jefferson, y'all. No offense to Mother Jefferson, but she does remind me of Mother Jefferson. You know, I'm looking at her and hmm, you say she's from Jamaica, huh? I can see that. I can see, yeah, I can see that Jamaican in her. I sure do. I feel like I want to take a nice warm cloth and just start rubbing her skin to see what's underneath it. I really do. You know, from this angle, I had no idea that her nose was so big. It seemed like you can get like a couple of rows of bow dollars up each nostril. You know what I'm saying? I would say a roll of quarters or dimes, but the more I look, I could see a couple of rows of bow dollars going up them nostrils. Or at least a roll of Kennedy half dollars. What you think? I think you could make a roll of Kennedy half dollars disappear up each nostril. Oh, what a bizarre human being, if that is human. Anyway, um, Georgie had a bit of a fall. She was at a something, and somehow she said she went to take a step, and the step was a lot higher than she thought it was. And even though she has been known to have the ability to elevate her feet high above her head if necessary, I guess stepping down confused her. I don't know. But there she is with a broken pelvis. Yes, yes, absolutely. She complains about Meghan using her titles. And I'm pretty sure that if they would have pursued an annulment, they could have gotten an annulment, seeing that she was less than truthful with her ex-husband. I'm pretty sure if they were Catholics, that would have been an annulment. They should not have divorced. They should have gotten an annulment because, as they say, is there anyone here who knows any reason why this man and George Zadie should not be lawfully wedded Please speak up now or forever hold your peace. Now, I can think of a very compelling reason why that wedding, that marriage, could have been annulled. uh, I got a feeling that pelvis. I got a feeling that pelvis is a lot tougher than we could ever give credit for. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that there's a certain ruggedness in that area that would impress. Um, well, it would impress certain people. uh Georgiana Lady Campbell. Yeah. No, she should use Georgiana Lady Campbell. Well, as I said, I believe that there was deception with that marriage. And, I have not had privilege to speak to Lord Campbell, but I'd be interested to know if there was ever the idea of an annulment or not. When you think about it, if medically she is as she says, then that would not be. I know. You know what? I take that back. It would still be grounds for an annulment based on deception, in my opinion. That's what I believe, because I'm just going to say this. Yes, it's probably, well, what I would be surprised. I would be shocked if Lord Campbell said, because what does couples speak about? They speak about starting a family. Was there conversation about starting a family? And she knew that that was not likely to happen. Now, I do have sympathy for her if that is the case, because that is something that is important to a lot of people, husband and wife, that they can start a family. And for the wife, if you have a circumstance that makes that impossible, um, and this going into the marriage, you should have said something. At least give him the opportunity, give him the heads up. And I just don't believe that happened. The same way she cast judgment upon a lot of people, including the Duchess of Sussex, I am going to cast judgment upon her and say that I believe that she misled Lord Campbell and that their marriage should have been annulled. And that's probably why she would never get married, because isn't it true that if she got married, she'd lose those titles? Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what I was just sitting here thinking? I was just thinking about Nigeria. I was just sitting here thinking about Nigeria. And what happened in Nigeria? Whilst they were in Nigeria, um, while they were in Nigeria, our Meghan was made a princess. She was made a princess, or was she made several princesses? Whatever the case is, She is a Nigerian princess. So she has those titles in her own right, recognized by the kingdoms in Nigeria. So, yeah, it's your thing. Ow, do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. It's your thing. Ow, do what you want to do. 'Cause I can't tell you who to sock it to. Yeah, we got titles. Never mind. Don't worry about it. We got titles. Okay? We got titles.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, screw what they're talking about. We got titles already. Say hello to my little friend. Yeah, we got titles already. Thank you, Nigeria. We have titles. Oh, I just love that. I really do. Meghan looks so beautiful there, so regal. Doesn't she? Oh, I love that. If there was any moment that I would say was her most regal, and there have been several, that one right there is one that I will never forget. That, and of course, going to Jamaica. When she went to Jamaica wearing that ball dress, she looked so beautiful. Only Meghan could have gotten away with that. Only Meghan. Anybody else, not so much. Okay. All right. So there we go. Paris match, privacy win, can't hide Kate Middleton's ski photos that contradict cancer workload story. Yes, I do believe that. What's that person's name? Rebecca English tried to give her as much coverage as possible by saying that she has her good days and her bad days and all of that nonsense. When the truth is, Kate Middleton, they discovered precancerous cells. Now, either they were lying when they said that, they were lying then, or they're lying now, one or the other. But as I understood it, it was precancerous cells, period. So, according to Feminagra, Prince William and Kate Middleton recent win against Paris match is being celebrated as proof of royal dignity and restraint. The French court ruling confirmed that the magazine violated the couple's privacy when it published long lens photographs of their ski holiday with their children in April of 2025. The decision required Paris Match to print a judicial notice and cover legal fees, a victory Kensington Palace has framed as a firm but principled stand. Yet, the media coverage tells another story, one that reveals how protection, not accountability, defines the narrative around the future king. A carefully managed privacy victory. The reporting across outlets like Reuters, Hello, and The Independent strike the usual tone: admiration for William's resolve, reverence for the family's quiet dignity, and sympathy for his stance on privacy in light of his mother's death. Now, You can see right there some of the articles, like Kate Middleton and Prince William win legal case involving vacation photos with their 3 kids, grossly intrusive. Prince William and Princess Kate win legal battle over grossly intrusive family holiday photos. And of course, Reuters says what it says. Legs says, called out for the lies. Pick of no wigs or cancer. There you go. There you go. Thank you so much, Legs. Okay. Now, the Feminago continues right here. It says, Williams sue for privacy and get applauded as noble protector. The same press mocked the Sussexes for doing the exact same thing. I repeat, the same press mocked the Sussexes for doing the exact same thing. Isn't that something? What's missing is an examination of how privacy laws are applied selectively within the monarchy. When Meghan and Harry pursued legal cases against tabloids, headlines called them at war with the media and warned their lawsuits would backfire. Yet William and Kate do the same. The tone shifts entirely. Their actions become dignified and grossly intrusive violations of their privacy. The press that once questioned whether Harry and Meghan had a right to sue now applaud William for defending his family. Lex says, we want privacy. We want privacy. We pay you pose, right? Right. The press said of the Sussexes, oh gosh, who was that said that? Was it Sarah Vine? We pay you pose as you have no privacy, as in saying you have no privacy whatsoever. As members of the royal family, there should be no assumption of privacy, is what they were trying to say. But there is a double standard for Will and Kate. We want privacy. What's missing is any examination of how privacy laws are applied selectively within the monarchy. When Harry and Meghan pursued legal cases against tabloids, headline. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that already. Let me go here. No, here. Do I want that or that? Oh well. Let me go there. All right. So when Harry and Meghan sought justice, headlines called them combative and naive. Proof of how media bias weaponized their privacy against them. This is not a reflection of different legal principles, but of unequal power. Kensington Palace press operations has mastered the art of shaping royal coverage. The court victory becomes not a story of intrusion, but of William's control. Another reminder that palace-approved privacy is the only kind of British press respects. It's the only kind the British press respects. Now, media's willing amnesia. Journalists who once justified publishing Kate's topless photos, those little flapjacks, those mosquito bumps, cite the paramount importance of family privacy. The same tabloids that printed intrusive speculation about Meghan's father applaud William for refusing damages. This reversal should not be as enlightenment. It is self-preservation. Praising William's costs Praising William costs nothing and keeps palace access intact. Criticizing him risks exclusion. From royal briefings to embargoed material, the industry's selective outrage shields the monarchy from systematic accountability while feeding the image of William as the moral heir who learned from Diana's tragedy. Meanwhile, Meghan's experience, where her private letter to her father was illegally published, was spun into a warning about her litigious nature. The difference in tone exposes the press investment in hierarchy. Protecting William reinforces the institution that keeps them relevant. Protecting Meghan challenges it. Ugh. Anyway, Williams' control of the narrative. Williams' courtroom victories are not about principle, they are about power. Each case reinforces his role as the monarchy's composed reformer, the heir who manages to seem modern while keeping control of the narrative. He talk of not repeating the past resonates publicly, yet it conceals how selective his boundaries really are. He allows access when it flatters the image. The school gates, charity photo ops, and choreographed family strolls, then cries privacy when the lens turns unwelcome. The press obliges because both sides profit from the illusion of restraint. Wow, Feminagra is so good, right? They are so good. Paris match. Ruling wasn't defense of dignity, it was damage control. The photographs didn't just capture the family ski trip, they exposed the contradiction between the palace health narrative and the reality on display. For months, Kensington Palace invoked Kate's cancer as justification for a light workload. Yet, the same woman, supposedly too unwell to brief public engagements, appeared skiing energetically in freezing alpine air. Ain't that something? Now, here's a final thought from Feminagra. The palace's defense of this lawsuit reveals more than a concern for privacy. It exposes how selective transparency has become a tool of control. Kensington's Palace spent months citing Kate's health to justify the couple's prolonged absence from public duties. Yet these same private photos now show her skiing comfortably in cold alpine weather. Rather than confronting that contradiction, they sue the publication that made it visible. This is not a moral stand for privacy, but an effort to reassert narrative control. When the image no longer aligned with the palace's messaging, privacy became the shield. Royal Machine knows when to weaponize discretion and when to invite courage. And the media plays along. William's victory in court is less about justice than optics. Another reminder that privacy within the royal hierarchy is a privilege reserved for some and a punishment for others. Yeah. Thank you, Feminagra. Thank you very much for that. I tell you, that is some incredible writing. I love it. As you can see right here, State Secret, Workshy William and Kate take the kids on the first skiing holiday. but only reveal it when it's over and won't tell you where they've been to protect their privacy, right? While simultaneously, Queen Elizabeth was very disappointed that William was skipping all kind of engagements, including Commonwealth Day. Piers Morgan even wrote that article, Wills, you and Kate are getting just a bit too big for your ski boots. William and Kate borrowed Duke of Westminster's private jet to fly to secret ski, break at the 5-star, whatever that is, something resort. Anyway, this is what's been going on. Now, they are still doing this, but now they are protected by the British tabloid media, and they have turned their sights onto Harry. They didn't have a whole lot to do with Harry for the 10 years that he was in the military. They more than made up for it. And even worse, they have done everything within their power, both the institution and the tabloid media, to try and destroy Harry's happiness, trying to destroy his family unit, while they uphold and support Will and Kate. Now, I won't make a choice over who deserves to be happy and who doesn't, but that's certainly what the tabloids are doing. They are trying to decide who is entitled to happiness, who is entitled to the security of a safe family home. What makes things very unsafe for the Sussexes is the poisonous, vitriolic tabloid articles day after day condemning them for things they did not say, for things they did not do, for stuff they don't even know about. As I said yesterday, and I've been saying this for a long time, can somebody please point out to me any article where they quoted Harry speaking out about the environment? Is there a video where Harry is speaking out about the environment? And when I say that, I mean to the point where Harry is saying, you shouldn't fly your jet. You shouldn't have such a big car. You shouldn't have such a big house. I don't know where I've ever seen that because it does not exist. It is William and his father that are beating the drum about the environment while simultaneously they are two of the biggest polluters in all of Britain. They won't even weatherproof most of the property that they own. Do you know how much fuel could be saved if they would give their tenants double pane or even triple pane windows? They would save a lot of fossil fuel, but they're not going to do that because no one's going to compel them to do it. There she is. Remember how they said Kate struggle? Look at her struggling. Whoosh, whoosh. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, it is the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. That's how she's struggling. ABC, Wide World of Sports. Look at there, struggling. She can barely hold her head up. She is so exhausted. And she should be. This is what, the 4th or 5th vacation? Kate would stay with the children while William often went off on his own. He was spotted on the chalets, the Chapelets, whatever it is, lift, one of the most remote in the resort, eyes fixed on his phone, seemingly preoccupied, an alternative ski observer. I'm sorry, an attentive ski observer, not alternative. uh Now there's Chris Ship with a P, not a T. The French magazine Paris Match admit they did infringe on the privacy of Prince William and Kate and their family when it published pictures of them on holiday in the Alps earlier this year, taken by a long-range lens paparazzi photographer. Paris Match has been ordered to acknowledge the breach in privacy in its magazine and pay William and Kate legal costs in France. Compensation has been sought, but the Prince and Princess of Wales told the court they wanted the publication of the judicial notice instead. Okay. I wonder why they didn't want the money. You know what? That was smart. That was smart not to accept the money. The actual privacy-obsessed couple, William and Kate, sued Paris Match for taking their photos when they were on one of their many ski vacations. But when Harry and Meghan sued because illegal breaches of their privacy, not only did the palace do whatever it could to discourage legal action, but Harry and Meghan were blasted for suing in the first place. Something about, well, you don't have a right to the privacy when you're taxpayer funded, or some shit like that. Thank you. I am Sage. And here's Kate. Here's Kate. There she is struggling. That is what she's doing right now. She's got her feet up, her rather large, massive feet. I mean, look at the size of those feet. Only she can prevent forest fires. Only she can prevent forest fires. That's how big those feet are. But remember, it's not about race. Gayle King to depart CBS News after more than a decade in bombshell move amid network's anti-woke purge. Can you believe it? Gayle King is leaving CBS. She's leaving the morning show on CBS. You know what? If you have to leave, you might as well be 70 years old and looking that good, because she looks amazing. You could not clock 70 looking at Gayle King. You can't clock it. That is a very Hollywood 70. That is old woman with money 70. Yeah. She's what what's her name? Jenner? Yeah, that's what she has spent a lot of money to look like and still missed the target. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to go out, you might as well go out looking good. But let's remember, Gayle King has been an ally to the Sussexes. Gayle King is troubling that people are downplaying Harry and Meghan's car chase. Yeah, she said that. And also, I could think of another way that she has been very helpful to the Sussexes, but I'll keep it to myself. It was around the time of Archie's birth. If you know, you know. No, I'm sorry, it was Lily's birth. Yeah, it was around the time of Lily's birth, I believe. But if you know, you know. You know what I've said about it in the past, and I will leave it there because, it's all kind of people listening. But that's what I believe. I believe Gayle King has been very supportive of the Sussexes. But not everybody is sad to see her go. I mean, she does have her detractors. Not everybody loves Gayle King. No, it's true. Not everybody. And there was that time when Gayle went up on that rocket, that space mission, a lot of people turned against her. I thought that whole thing was so overblown. I could not stand it. Um, it was a real pile-on by the, I guess, the trolls on the internet. They really piled on. Yes, they made it out to be something huge. Technically, it was a big deal, but I can understand why some people thought it was ridiculous. But whatever it was or was not, it was a step towards space tourism, and it was also a demonstration of how in the future those types of trips will be very routine. And it also supports a lot of people that worked on the program. So it's not like, you gas up your car and just go for a drive. There's so much more to it. And I think that the women were definitely mistreated. And I think only because of their celebrity, well, most of them, because of their celebrity, people thought it was okay to pick on them. People thought it was okay to troll and harass them. I say no. But yeah, this was that moment when I felt that she was being very supportive of the Sussexes. Um, and for that, I am very appreciative to Gail. Also, like I said, on her way out, if you are going to leave your job of 10 years, you come to this job maybe in your late 50s and you leave 70 years old and you look that good. I mean, take a look there. That's the same dress that she has worn oh so many times. You can tell from the hairstyles. Huh? Look at how many times she's worn that dress. And she don't look any different today than she did what, 11, 12 years ago? Huh? This is 2024. Not bad, huh? Not bad. I don't know what you're doing, Gail, but it's working. It's working. But as I said, not everybody is sorry to see her go. As a matter of fact, what was that? FDB? FDHB? Yeah, it was something that Snoop Dogg said that was very disparaging. Now, in that particular situation, I'm going to say that Gail was wrong. I think Snoop Dogg may have overreacted, but I understand his emotion. He was justified to be very upset having just lost his friend. Gail has made a lot of mistakes, and so has Oprah. And you all know I love Oprah dearly, but Oprah and Gail have both made some bad mistakes. They have overreached. Okay, they have overreached, and there's a lot of people that will never forgive them for that, including Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they said, that Weiss woman is the one who pushed her out. She's the one who they brought in to, um, you know, to turn one of the most liberal networks in history, to turn it into something more like Fox News. They want to turn it into the Fox network, which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. If there was any network that I trust, it was CBS. I have so much respect and trust for CBS. and then this happened. So, well, it's just another indication of where things are trending. But just remember, the pendulum always swings in the other direction. Now, how long that will take? When will that happen? I can't say. I cannot say. But um we're just going to have to deal with things as they are, not the way that we want them to be, but just as they are. But trust and believe someday things are going to improve dramatically, and we'll get the world back that we deserve. Well, I mean, if they have to buy her out, then they have to pay her. There is a clause to buy her out of her contract, right? But you know, a lot of people just they don't want to stay someplace where they're not welcome. But whatever the case may be, I wish her the best. Yes, I wish her the best. Okay. So there you go. There's the breakfast royalty. This is what it used to look like. Savannah Guthrie, Laura Spencer, Joe and Mika, Steve Ducey, George Stephanopoulos, Jenny Bush, Michael Strahan, Al Roker, Robin Roberts, Hoda Kotb, Carson Daly, Gail King, Brian Kilmeade, Ainsley Earhart, and the one who I cannot stand. I wish they would have got him first. Craig Melvin. Get him out of there. He has been very, very nasty toward Meghan. Very nasty. When I hear his voice, I am triggered. Yeah, they didn't go after the men. They did not go after the men. If they would have used that kind of energy on election day for the right reasons, we wouldn't be in the situation we're in right now. All of those people going after those people on that spaceship, where was that energy during so many other occasions when we really could have used that type of enthusiasm? Fashion brand Eponine, is that how you say it? Loved by Princess of Wales announces closure. You see that? Another one bites the dust. A fashion label beloved by Princess of Wales for nearly a decade is closing. The Eponine London, founded in 2011 by creative director, Jet Shinkman, launched into the spotlight in 2016 when the Princess of Wales wore a stylish gingham dress by the designer. In the years since, Kate has worn and reworn several glamorous pieces from the bespoke label for public outings and royal appearances. Well, that explains why they're going under. I tell you what, guys, it has already been 2 hours, and I do have a bunch of stuff about that. So I'm going to pick that up tomorrow. Because it's like about another hour and a half, possibly. And I'm not going to do that tonight. So I want to bid you all a good night and thank you very much. Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And also thank you for your super chats and super stickers. Thank you for your memberships. And thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. One more time, everybody, all together. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the box from Connie Balmer has not been opened yet. Thank you for being a friend.